Hi everyone, so for this next problem we have a purpose question. So remember, for purpose we're thinking about the purpose of the entire passage, so we want to avoid any choices that are talking about just supporting details as opposed to the main purpose. And we also want to make sure we stay away from choices that have things included in them that are not supported by the passage. So let's take a look. So for this problem, we have another one where the sentence that we're talking about for the purpose is underlined. So as opposed to talking about the main purpose of the entire passage, we're talking specifically about how these lines function in the purpose and the overall structure of the text. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So a study by a team, including finance professor, suggests that exposure to sunshine during the workday can lead to overly optimistic behavior. Using data spanning from 1994 to 2010 for a set of U.S. companies, the team compared over 29,000 annual earnings forecasts to the actual earnings later reported by those companies. This team found that the greater the exposure to sunshine at work in the 2 weeks before a manager submitted an earnings forecast, the more the manager's forecast exceeded what the company actually earned that year. Okay, so let's see what we pick out of this passage. So we're talking about finance here, and specifically the idea of exposure to sunshine during the workday can lead to overly optimistic behavior, which in turn reduces productivity for these workers. So we have kind of some background about the study that they did to come up with this claim. So we have these years and the set of data that they were using in the earnings forecast specifically. And then again, kind of supporting that, the team found that the greater exposure to sunshine before the manager submitting an earnings forecast, the more the forecast exceeded what the company actually earned. So essentially, the more sunshine there was, the less able that the employees were able to meet the goals of the forecast, the quota, if you want to say that. So let's look at our choices. So we want to go with process of elimination for this. So which choice best states the function of the underlined sentence and the overall structure of the text? So let's see A, to summarize the results of the team's analysis. What do we think about that one? So the results of the team's analysis. So we have these lines here, but I would say that the results come a little bit farther down. This is more of a background of the study and what information they actually used to perform this study. So A would not be the best choice. Let's see B, to present a specific example that illustrates the study's findings. Okay, so the study itself is what we're talking about here and the details about it. So we're not really providing an example of that because it is the study. So I think we can get rid of B. Let's see C. So to explain part of the methodology used in the team study. Okay, what about this one? So definitely we are talking about the methodology in these lines. We have a lot of specifics about when the data is from that they're using and what they're looking at with the data. So C seems like a great choice, but let's look at D really quick. So D, to call out a challenge the team faced in conducting its analysis. Okay, again, it doesn't really mention anywhere here that there's some sort of challenge that they're looking at here. Really just a claim, a study that they used to look at the claim and the results. So we can get rid of D, and C is the right answer.